Oh man, what is going on? Day 2 of working on Muncie in the shop, and you know, unfortunately I didn't really get a whole lot done today, but I did finally get this off. I had to drill and cut this thing to where I could get it to go. It just would not break free. Straight pain in my ass. And this thing just plopped right down. I was shocked. My buddy's like, oh, you're gonna need a yoke pull. I'm like, dude, I'll hit that with a hammer. As soon as I got that bolt to break free, it went. Yesterday I used the blue Seaside Cease 2 or whatever, I don't know, I can't remember how you say that. I used this one to pull this one off, no problem. This was the front one because this seal is leaking obviously super bad, and unfortunately my light's down there and you can't see. So today I used a torch with nap gas and oxygen. I tried to heat that bitch up. There's some tools from drilling. I'm basically done for today because I need to be done because I've been under there since 10 o'clock. Let me see if I can get this light here real quick. Yeah, there you go. You can see how bad that one is leaking too. Obviously nobody's replaced that or taken care of it. So tomorrow morning, I'm done for today, but tomorrow morning I'll climb back under there and I'll clean that off and pull that seal. That way I can call somewhere and order the both of them together, because I tried to call this morning to a international dealership up the road, and whoever the guy was acted like he didn't know what part it was, and I'm like, dude, it's right here, I'm giving you the numbers. And then I said, I'll give you the VIN for the truck. He's like, oh, that's not gonna help me out. And I said, okay dude, I'm gonna call somebody else and we'll figure it out because I'm done dealing with you. But yeah, super stoked to have that done because that was like beating my ass today. And I mean, I've dealt with stuff like that before. I've had to cut lug nuts off the trucks, cups for the U-joints and stuff, because a lot of times they get seized in here and they don't want to pop out. Like these ones were a pain in the ass. 2 of them I had to beat back through yesterday because the U-joint puller just wouldn't push them out far enough. They got stuck. Didn't matter what I did, lube or anything like that. And then I didn't have my torch out or anything like that. I don't really like to torch this kind of stuff too much because those little caps will pop off, or ears if you will. And then I end up having to cut some of this one off too because I just couldn't get to go. That's the small one for the back. And the front one, it wasn't too bad. I even jacked the truck up last night and put it on the jack stands, and then I would turn the tires so I could rotate this little shaft back here to where I could get it to turn to where I could do the stuff and get them off. But yeah, I'll clean those all up, grease them up once I get some new stuff. It needs new parts anyways. There's no way I was going to be able to let them run to shows with that because they would have just been slinging stuff all over. So yeah, tomorrow I'll basically just start cleaning this truck up. It's supposed to rain super bad tomorrow. It's been raining basically all day, so I'll probably just climb under there. I need to scrape like this kind of crap off, you know what I mean? That's years full of grease and grime. And probably take this little catwalk off and look around up here to see how bad this is going right here. This has a little bit of a leak. So that's what I'll basically be doing tomorrow. Anybody that's gonna come tomorrow, that's what you're gonna be doing, or that's what they're gonna be doing with me. Anybody that wants to do anything to the truck. May try to jack up the cab and get that exhaust bracket off and the air cooler tube off. And then, because when I paint this cab and start sanding, I don't want this in the way. I want this off. Like I was under that truck, let's go back to that. I was under that truck, I was ripping on that with my stuff. I had the big wrench right here I was trying to rip on it with, because it comes in this kit that you get from Harbor Freight, and it's got all these big huge sockets, and this thing is not light. I had the boys lift it yesterday and it was like, holy shit dude. I'm like, yeah, that's why I don't work out, because when I'm doing stuff like this, I don't have any body fat. So if I did work out, I'd be losing anything I don't have. So I just throw shit like that around and it ain't no big deal. Like this guy was beating me up today because I kept on smoking my shoulder on it. I bonked my head on some of those bars right there. Ate me alive a couple times. But man, I'm so happy that I don't have to sit under there anymore. So I'm basically just gonna clean my stuff up and go watch the college football playoff game with Indiana. Let's go Hoosiers. That's on. Sorry anybody that likes Oregon Ducks. But yeah, I'm gonna clean my stuff up and go up there. Reed got me a oh god, what is that? Sub from Jersey Mike's today, so I got 3/4 of it left, because after we ate, me and Noah had him run me up to Harbor Freight, because I figured the 1 inch that I do have over here for the tires was too long with that on there. That anvil is what my buddy called it on there. I couldn't get it under there. I tried last night. It was just too much of a radical angle since that shaft was in there. So I ran up there and I got this guy in a 1/2 inch hose, because somebody was bitching at me about taking my tires off. So I got this thing, and it wouldn't even pull it off. And then finally, I had just cut some more pieces just a little bit ago, because we stopped and was talking, and then I threw the torch on it. I'm out of oxygen, so I couldn't heat it up like that. I ran out of oxygen twice today. I had to have him take me up to get some oxygen too, so I could use that little torch to try and heat the stuff up, but that didn't work. And then my light that I got from Heinecute died on me, and I forgot this is solar panel charged, and I forgot my solar panel at home, so my light's dead. So I'm kind of disappointed about that. I'm not just going to run home to grab it, because I really don't care that much. But yeah, I saw him. It's about beer 30, if you know what I mean. You know, Chad hasn't been drinking all day because he's been grinding, so it's about time for Big Daddy to go get him a Miller Lite, cruise up on the Cushman, get me Miller Lite, and then drink it before I get back here, because there's no drinking on the property. So yeah, that's what's going on today on the show on the Chad Keegan YouTube channel. Trucking Edition Spectacular. Even though we're not going anywhere, we are making progress. We're getting things done, and that's what matters. So as the boys would say around here, let's go. On the show on the Chad Keegan YouTube channel. All right, well, hopefully that'll kick off here in a second. So there ain't no music going in the background. I think there it goes. Let me slide under here real quick. Let me go under this way. I'll show you this seal, how bad it was. I mean, I showed you it yesterday. But let's get up close and personal. All this stuff under here is gonna need scraped and cleaned up. Maybe today, I don't know. I'm kind of sore from yesterday. This thing right here did a number on my elbow. This guy right here beat the hell out of me yesterday, and all the things I was bonking my head on. But just look at how gross this is. And now you can't tell me that somebody didn't notice this unless you just never climbed under your truck to look at stuff. And if it was at a shop, I would think somebody would see this. And this didn't just happen overnight. Look at the amount of grime on this thing. The front is the same way. So I'm gonna scrape all this down and pop that seal out, and then get the numbers off of it so I can order some stuff. Hopefully I can get the stuff ordered today from Fleet Pride, or a Truck Pro is what I called James yesterday, because the international dealership that I'd called yesterday was giving me the business, basically saying they didn't know, they couldn't get it. You know, all this stuff that's caked under here is gonna need scraped. So not today though, because my legs are super sore too. There's a little bit of rust jacking there. I'm wondering if we could get those off. Oh, they don't really look like they'd be too hard to pull that off. It'd be nice to pull that off and throw a different setup on there. Something I'll have to talk to Evan about. It'd be really nice if I could get him one of those aluminum fifth wheel. That'd be sick to put on this once it's all cleaned up and stuff. So I don't know. I'm gonna clean this up though, and then I'll be back once I get that seal out. I'm not gonna shoot those. I'm just gonna climb back out and get the camera out of here, because I don't want to get super gross or dirty. So let me get my head in the right position. I just showered too, so I am clean, but you know, that's gonna change here in a little bit. I'm gonna probably get dirty and I'll need another shower, but that's okay. I can take as many showers as I want here because well, I got my own bathroom and stuff, which is super nice. I woke up this morning at about 4:30 because I was super sore, couldn't fall back to sleep, had me a cup of coffee, and then I cleaned the bathroom because I'd cleaned it somewhat, but I mean, I like went through and I cleaned the mirrors and shower. And there's a cleaning lady coming tomorrow, so I'll have her get the floors because there's no Swiffer mop or anything like that around here. There's only a shop vac, and I already swept it out the other day because it was pretty gnarly because they never used that bathroom and nobody's ever cleaned it. So I took the liberty to do it myself because that's the kind of guy I am. I'm a somewhat of a clean freak, even though sometimes my shit's dirty and it's just what it is. Just picked up some golf balls from over here in this area because those nets aren't very good. They've got some nets up there from that driving range, and the balls get over here, so I was up there picking some shit up. Just ran up to the Circle K real quick through the cemetery and got me a couple buckies because I was thirsty. And I'm just tired. I'm exhausted and I'm tired. I didn't sleep much. Probably gonna take some sleeping pills and pass out for a while. Evan should be here in like 45 minutes. So, well, they said 45 minutes before I went and took the trash out because I cleaned all my mess up. So that's what it is. But yeah, sitting out here, having a smoke, drinking a beer. No Maine. Looking at the fog roll through the mountains. There's a mountain back here, but you can't see it, but you can from the shop. I don't know what's down that goat path. I'll have to ask the boys if they know anything about it. All right, let me get my radio turned off here because it don't want to stop when I push pause on my phone. Let's do an update real quick because I don't remember if I did one after I give you that little clip of let's just get this out the way real quick so we can get some views here. Let's get some views here. Get this out the way real quick. Cushman. Just cruise around a Cushman in the shop here. I wasn't gonna do much because my ass was just kicked from that, and looked up a place. I was talking to James this morning, James Pretty, my brother, and he said gear and axle place. Go to a gear and axle place. So I found one in Rossville. I'm gonna go to Monday so I can get these two because there's no numbers on this one. There's numbers on this one, but I need those two, and I need those, and those are different sizes, so I'm just gonna take them there. Took that off. I think I shot that. It's over there and over there, and then had the cab jacked up. Took off the whole turbo, the pipe coming off because the thing was loose. Got the pyrometer out, and then I was gonna be done, and then Evan came, the CEO, which hopefully I'll be able to get him on camera someday. And then he was like, yeah, dude, just chill, watch some football, do whatever, you know, because I told him, you know, my ass is beat today, I'm dead, blah, blah, blah. And then after they left, I was putting some Neverdol on this right here, and then I just kept going just to see how it looked, because I'm wanting to see how some of this is going to clean up. Like, I did this spot on this tank, it looks nice. I did those other spots, and then I did this spot right here on the bumper. Look how nice that looks compared to this is foggy right here. You see all that fog, and then right there you can really see that spot, and then that spot too. And I did just this right here on it, just a little bit, and then I just started going crazy. I'm like, well, let's see if some of this will come off. These come off real easy. They just got the little pop clips in there, and then these didn't come off too bad. There's clips on the inside, and then I moved my way over to here. This one spun out on me. It was jacked up, and I stuck a I think it was 7/16 up in there to hold it because it was like a square bolt, but there was a piece of aluminum that was hooked to it on the back, and it just blew out on me. But all the rest of these came out okay, so I got them over there taped, and everything's marked. And then I've got the mirrors off. I took the panels off because I had to check the mirrors. They have like 7/16 bolts that go in right here, but there's a plate back here for those things, so I didn't have to worry about that. But those ones up there, they had nuts and bolts on the top because they go through the door. Took off the visor, it came off okay. There was a couple, there's one that's blown out I think on the top, and then That one was missing a screw. This side right here, there was already a nut on the back of the bolt for that one, so it was blowed out, so I'll have to put that back. And then I just started taking things off, and then I went up top and I got the lights all unhooked, but they have like these right here, they have these, so they must have never came off, because these things came out like a pain in the butt. The guy probably just taped around them and painted it when he did. And then I got one out of the top, and then the rest of them are super tight, so I'm gonna have to remove the panel, but I don't want to do that today. I'm gonna do that in the morning and do some stuff like that, and then probably take these off, and then maybe take this guy off right here, and this guy, I'm done for today. I need to be done, and then I'll pop the rivets off here and take this stuff off, and then I can start sanding it down, because I told Evan, I said, I have to get that stuff. That's the most important thing, because I can't move the truck until I get this stuff done. So Monday morning, I'm going after this stuff. I gotta slam this back together. I should be good on 2 days of not working so hard, climbing under the truck to be a little bit more relaxed, to be able to pop those in and bada bling, bada bloom, go for it. And then I'll be able to pull the truck out, because I want to pull the truck out in the gravel and scrape all this crud off and stuff like that. I'd rather do it out there than have a big ass mess in here. Maybe I'll do it in here, I don't know. I told him I wanted to take this off because there's some rust jacking under here, and then maybe get a different plate, maybe throw this one back on, I don't know. But there's like 5 guys coming from out of town, so there's going to be like 7 dudes here that can help me get that off, because we're going to have to manhandle that probably, since they don't have a lift or anything around here, and I don't really see anything that I can hook up to. I don't necessarily want to back under that thing, climb up the ladder and hook a come along. If I had to, I would, but I just don't think a come along would support that much. But like, I took Frank's off by myself, I put Frank's back on by myself, so I know I can do it by myself. But it's nice to have some dudes around and make them do some stuff, but it's what it is. So unfortunately, I don't really care about the camera. That's not what I'm focused on. I'm focused on doing a job. This isn't my stuff, so I just don't have time to, well, I mean, I do, but at the same time, it's not like I can just set a camera up and go, because it would end up running out, and I'm climbing up and down. I'm not familiar with this truck and how things go on and go off, so there's a lot of stuff you're not gonna see, unfortunately. But Reed is shooting some stuff, and I do believe he's gonna be putting it on the Truck Parking Club's YouTube channel, so you'll be able to catch some stuff in that. Maybe me in some action. He's busy too, because he has like 5 different jobs that he does. So, you know, I apologize now for this, but I mean, you're gonna be able to see some of the process like this. I'll always give you updates at the beginning or the end of the day, you know, and that's basically all I can do for you for now. But I mean, yeah, look at it now. And I've got to take the top panel off, which I need to anyways, because I need to clean some more up of that interior out. And then I'll probably be able to, I mean, there's sections up there that you can do, but I need to get to the air horn. I need to be able to get that out, because I need to hook that, unhook that, and take it off also. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's just one of those situations where I'm super busy. My mind's going in 5 different places, because there's so much stuff that needs to be done. I'd say in a short amount of period of time, but I told him I'd like to be done and out of here in 3 weeks. So we'll see. I've had Thursday, Friday, and now partial of Saturday to do stuff, but I can only do so much, and what my body will let me do, because once I start hurting so bad, I just got to shut down. And after sitting on the floor for like 6 hours yesterday, and then, you know, 4 hours the day before, on a hard ass concrete, your body just hurts, man. So it's just one of those situations where you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit, and if you don't like it, don't watch it. Don't really care. I'm doing everything I can, but at the same time, I'm getting paid to do this, so I have to think about that and not sit there and dick with a camera all the time. So I hope you enjoy, I hope you like it. If not, go truck yourself. I could care less. So hopefully everybody has a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. Sunday morning church service here. I'm going to do some maintenance on Frank, because it's my day off from working on Muncie, but I'll still do some stuff to Muncie. Got the oil draining right now. Gonna do an oil change the fuel filters, address a couple things like this. Has a little bit of a leak that comes out the back I'd like to take care of. I also have, for some reason, I don't know, it's just irritating. This guy wants to leak right here all the time and it's dark. Let me grab my little light. It's for the cab jack, and I've taken it off. I've had thread tape on it and stuff, but I went and bought some of this thread sealant, so that should take care of it, I'm hoping, because thread tape just doesn't want to do the job. So it's leaking out, I believe, this guy right here, and take care of that. Put it on all these. Just had to fill up the thing and then change out the fuel filter. Probably change this out too because I brought one. And then just clean it up a little bit under here. Check all the hoses, belts, do everything. And then I've got to do a serious grease job too, because I haven't greased the truck in too long. I can tell you that much right now. So I'll have to fire it up and release the back brakes probably to get them. But that's okay because there's exhaust fans up there. I found out where the switches are. Trying to figure out that thing. Ran to Walmart this morning, got the oil and stuff, got some new AA's for that thermostat, but for some odd reason I just can't get the thing to kick on, so I don't know if there's something going on. But yeah, pulled everything out so I could jack it up, make it lighter. Had that jacked up yesterday a little bit in the morning. We do some painting too on this stuff. I don't know, I did bring some paint. I brought a lot of stuff, to be honest with you. So, oh yeah, and they got this for me to cruise around for a parts truck and get some stuff, so I'll probably sex it up and paint those rims up and detail the interior a little bit. Just, you know, give it a light detail, clean the glass up and stuff, because it's, you know, got this kind of crap on it and it's kind of crubby in there, but it's all good. I use it to run to Walmart, it runs just fine. So tires are nice on it too. So yeah, that's what I'm doing today. I'm just kicking out the jams like that. The clean crew's here right now, so they're cleaning up inside. I showed them around so they can do that and be a good day. Oh, Monday morning, I'm getting ready to take Piss Willie over here, the S10 that they got for me, to go over to Chattanooga to a driveline place so I can get some parts for the truck, because I called them and they said they should be able to help me out. They'll probably have to order a few things, but just clean the windows, because this thing was completely disgusting, and it probably could use an interior detail too, but it's not going to happen right now. Some folks just pulled in, they down here for the week, so that'll be cool to be able to hang out with some different people and do some stuff. So once I get over there, I'll plug the people that I'm getting the parts from. All right, I'm over here in front of Felton's clutch, brake and drive line here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, or Rossville, if you will. I don't know, I'm not from around here, that's just what it shows. And they were able to find me a National oil seal, this small oil seal for the rear end that nobody else could find. Google it, nothing. These guys had one on the shelf. He says, yeah, we got a lot of old junk around here. He was also able to get me the nuts too that I needed. And then I got this one from Fleet Pride when I was there, and I was also able to get the boys a quote. So then I picked these U-joints up from Chattanooga Driveline, I think, something like that. Steven hooked me up. They couldn't find any of the other stuff, so I'm about to boogie back to the shop so I can get these things thrown in. I'm so happy because I thought I was going to have to order those parts online. And Piss Willie's doing okay. He's got a slight coolant leak, but I'm going to take care of that too one of these days once I get some time to do some shit. But other than that, it runs pretty good. I think this thing has like 232,000 miles on it. Hunter picked it up for like $1,500, and then they did like a service to it, but it's leaking. So I'm gonna just throw a little bit of stop leak in there and then make sure there's some extra 50/50, so when anybody's running it around, they don't have no problems. So I will be back once I get back to the shop. Super stoked about this, be able to put this stuff back together and move this truck. All right, well, I just got back. Just did a little interview with Reed and stuff for their channel and shoot and stuff like that. So you had to open these up to make sure they would fit. I needed to make sure these were the right size before I took them out and tried to put them, which they are. I matched the old ones up right here with them, and they're both good, the front and the back one. So right now I'm just basically going to take the wire wheel brush and clean that off, because I picked these up from Felton's, and I want to make sure that they're going to both fit on there. we were skeptical about the sizes. They look like they were both exactly the same size, the nuts, so they should be. So I got 2 of the ones. I said I don't like to reuse them, but worst case scenario, if I have to, I can put some blue thread lock on the front one and reuse it, because it's not really in that bad a condition. But that other one you seen, I tore it up. I mean, you can see a little bit of rust down there. So I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna clean that up really quick. I'm gonna try to stick that on by hand, and then go from there. I'll clean these out, the ears on the yokes on both of them, before I even attempt to put those U-joints in there, because I just want those cups to slide in and out for now. And then I'll grease them up and stuff. That way, hopefully nothing will stick on there. Or, you know, maybe use some anti-seize, one of the two, just to give that to some protection. I mean, they'll probably never have to take these off again, hopefully. This will help that out and stop those leaks. But sometimes when you replace this stuff, they still leak anyways. But it was nice to be able to find that exact same one. I just couldn't believe that Felton's had that. That was like, I told that guy too, he had to leave to go to a funeral, but I told him, I said, dude, I want to hug you right now, because you don't know how happy I am that you had this. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the camera down so I can focus on what I'm doing. We've went over that before, so I just want to give you an update. Hopefully I'll have this put back together, and it'll be able to move under its own power again, so I can I want to get this off. There's a bunch of dudes that come down to work in the office this week, so I've got some extra help. And I did get some plugs right here for this hose, and then this hose right here, because these just have those things that extend and the hose couples on. So I'll probably just cut that hose off right there, put the plug in there, same with that. That way they don't have to worry about this, because like I've said in previous things, I've never taken one of those off, and that's just not something that I have built into the timeline, is to take that off. I just wanted to get everything else off. That way, for some odd reason they want to use this someday again for a wet kit, they can, but I don't know. I just don't want to take something off that they may be able to use someday. So that's what it is. With that being said, I'm out, because I got to go back to work. Oh, Taco Tuesday, and the seal I got here from Fleet Pride is a new style, and seems to be a little bit thicker, and this yoke just does not want to slide through there. I've lubed it up. I even used a heat gun to heat it up. I unfortunately had to use this hammer to pound it in that far. I can't get the nut on there without the washer. The washer's too big, so I can't get the nut on there to drive it in either. So that's where I'm at. I stopped last night. It was about 10:20, because I had food coming, so I had to run and get that. I did get the back one put on, which is nice, and I still got a buttload of grime and stuff to clean up. I still need to try to get those bolts loosened so I can get that fifth wheel plate off and everything. Them guys are going to be here all week. The only thing that sucks is today it's supposed to be like 60. I was hoping to be able to get the truck out and pressure wash it and get that off, and try to just blast some of the grime off so it isn't so hard. Brake cleaner is actually nice, because it softens that up, and that stuff will just come right off after I hit it with some brake cleaner. But I don't want to be huffing brake cleaner for too many days. I had to when I was cleaning some parts over there on Frank when I was working on Sunday, and I just don't want to be smelling that stuff all the time. So I'm trying to take it easy today and not use any. But I mean, once I get that thing pressed in, I wish I had a press or something. It's hard to, I mean, like, get down there and try to shove. There's not a ton of room. There's all this crap right here. I had a towel over that, set my ass there, try to shove it in my feet. Couldn't get it. I don't want to beat on that thing too much, because I don't want to break it, because I don't want to go chasing after a yoke. But, and I even put this on there, like this one would whack it. But the only thing was I'd hit the ears and it'd go in a little bit. So I'll probably put the heat gun on it again. It sucks because it's like 26 degrees outside. So it's cold, and I hate beating on stuff when it's cold. And obviously you can see that there's some gaps and cracks in these doors. So the ambient temperature in here is probably 26 degrees too, or maybe it's climbing because the sun is hitting the door, so it does warm the stuff up. Like, I can feel heat on this door, so that's about my only source of heat until I figure out if I can get that working or not. If not, these boys are gonna buy me a salamander, because Big Daddy ain't gonna be working out here next week when it's like 35 degrees all day and not gonna get warm when it's overcast and no sun. So we'll see. I'd like to get that stuff done today, put back together at least, so I can get this thing moved around and whatnot. And then I need to get those lights off the top. I need to try to get the horn off. I need to get at least the lights off for when I move it around. That way they're not all bouncing around and damaging things up, you know. I've been beating myself up lately, well, especially yesterday, with the timeline of what I want this thing done at, but it's not gonna happen because I can't rush this stuff. I'm out doing this by myself, so I'm just gonna take my time and do what I have to do. Make sure it's done right so I don't have any mistakes and have to go over things. Like I was just threw the yoke on yesterday, put the nut and everything on, and then Noah comes out and asks me, he's like, man, those look so good, because I was cleaning these up. And I'm like, yeah. And I look up and the seal's sitting right there in the box. I was like, too bad I didn't put the seal in. So pull that nut off real quick and then put that seal in, pound it in, and we'll lightly tap it in. I got that little orange guy yesterday at Harbor Freight when I went and got let me go over here, the wire brushes for drill. We went and got the wire brush drill kit, that way I could clean those out some. And I had a little grinding stone to help out too, because there's just so much built up stuff over the years, and that's why those come out so hard. But yeah, just keep plugging away and hopefully things will go a little bit smoother today. I don't want to have to do any running. That takes time when I have to run and go get stuff. I spent way too long yesterday dealing with them to get these parts and going to 5 different places, but at least I got the stuff. And I'll probably order a new one of those online from somewhere, because I feel like if that thing's so tight, it could possibly leak. And if it leaks, then what job did I do? I didn't do anything. I just replaced the seal and now it leaks again. So I'll probably order another one just for a backup plan, because at least I know the stuff is new and will come off easy. So I'm not necessarily too worried about that, but it's just one of those situations. It's an old truck. I have to remember that too. It's not like it's new. And you know, I have done this before, but it's just one of those things when you're working on old trucks. And if you've never worked on an old truck like this and done this kind of stuff, you don't know how it is. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't, but they always have comments or want to say something about it. And no, I'm not a certified mechanic. Never had any training or anything like that. I'm just doing from experience of my own trucks. So yeah, it's a good time, but at the same time, it can be frustrating, especially when you have to deal with other things that shouldn't be your problem, but they are your problem, and it's just what it is. So with that being said, I'm gonna kick on some music and start jamming out here and get to work. Well, sometimes you gotta think smarter and not work so harder. So what I did was I got this on. I took my strap back here after heating it up with, I just heated it up with my heat gun a little bit to try to soften that seal up some. And I took my that strap and I wrapped it through the ears, because I figured banging on this isn't good. It's cold out here. And I took it and I hooked it back here all the way to this on the frame, both sides. And then I sat there and cranked it, and I gave it a little bit of pressure so I wasn't sitting there trying to hold it and have it bounce back at me. And then I just tapped it back lightly with this, and then it went back in. So I'm getting ready to install the U-joint here, and then I should be good. And then the drive line's going to be done. I'm going to cap those off, and then probably take that other hydraulic line off and maybe run and see if I need a cap. I'll go get another cap, because I don't think I got anything that'll screw on it. But that's my progress today, so I'm happy about that. Just have to use my brain once in a while and think about things, and think outside the box, because hammering stuff on always doesn't work. And then I got it pretty much all the way back, and then I put the big gun over here on it, and it went right on. So we're moving along now, baby. Well, trying to get those lights off, and they got these little clips on them here, and I can't get them through the holes at the top on some of them. So I pulled this panel off right here. There's a bunch of decroded mouse shit that I've already swept some stuff out. There's a big old nest back here that I got to try to dig out, and those This radio right here's got these weird 3-prong bit here that I need to get out, so I'm gonna have to make a run to AutoZone or something and see if I can't find one of those, because it's crucial that I get those out so I can pull this truck out and pressure wash it down. But I should throw some lube on those bolts for that 5th wheel, because I want to take that whole thing off since there's dudes here to help me. So I might do that. I might see if I can't bang that one off real quick, and the ones from the outside, see how tough they come off, and then spray some more grease down there and let that sit and soak while I'm doing this crap and running around, because by this afternoon this truck needs to be outside getting blasted. The frame, I need to blast the frame and get all the grime and stuff off that I couldn't get off at the house when I was doing it, if you know what I mean. So that's what's up. I just figured I'd show you that. I found another nest. It's freaking gross. Well, I got both trucks running now. You can obviously see the smoke in here from Frank and Muncie, since he's blowing straight out the turbo. He's not smoking anymore, he's cooled off. Frank's starting to clear up too. I got both exhaust fans going, so should clear it out. It's nice enough now I can have the doors open because it's not freezing ass cold, but it's what it is. I'm gonna pull Frank out, put him in front of the trailer. I'm gonna back Muncie up over there and pressure wash the frame. Just had to run to town and grab a quart of oil because there wasn't any in the box with the pressure washer, and then nobody had any in their car here, so I just ran on a Cushman up to the Circle K and grabbed a quart of 5W30 for 10 bucks. So money well spent, I suppose. Well, what's going on? We're getting a delivery real quick, and I need to take a break anyways because I've been scraping the piss out of the truck over there on the front end. It's taken me quite a minute to just get this front area right here. But I mean, just this area, like this fucking thing was covered right here and under here, and then I got up in here because it was all nasty, and then I sanded some of this stuff down, all this cast. I just turned this stuff off, so I'm gonna go help them real quick. Yeah, just flip them down right there and then I'll move them, go help them and have a break. I need a break. Well, it's Thirsty Thursday here, boys, and just scraping some of this grime out from under this truck. I don't think it's been done ever. I don't know if I talked about this or not, but tries on some of that right there. That cross member right there, that is or frame section, is just completely gross. This was horrible. It's not as bad. I pressure washed the crap out of it. I was able to get some stuff. Some things I'll have to hit again, and then I got to get back in there because paint's not going to stick to that. And that stuff right there, even blasting it with a pressure washer, it just wasn't coming off because it's so old. So I've been basically laying under this truck for the last 2 days, besides what I did right here, sanding some of this stuff out, using some primer filler and whatnot, filling that in, and I'll prime everything once I get done. Hopefully we got 8 new wheels, we got 8 new 22.5 rims, 4 new spacers. So sorry the salamander's going, hopefully you can hear me. Probably this weekend I may try to mount them on there. I don't know. I'm really not necessarily too worried about mounting them on that stuff right now, because I'm gonna finish this up once I get done scraping this. Tomorrow I'm gonna pull it out and do one more pressure wash before I bring it in, and then it's gonna get put back up on the jack stands, probably right here like this. And then those are coming off Saturday. I know those are coming off Saturday. The steers are coming off Saturday. I've been using the diesel fuel from the tanks because I need them empty anyways, and versus transferring all the fuel over to Frank, I don't even know if I have enough room in there to, I probably do. Yeah, I got enough room in my tanks. If I need to slide it over and suck some out of this one, I will. I'll just suck it over. Hopefully it'll transfer over, because I'm gonna have Evan's cousin is going to come and buff those out probably next weekend. I told him this weekend wouldn't be good because I still got a shitload of fuel in there that I need to pump out. So we'll see, but I need these off so I can clean the rest of this stuff off. And I don't believe I will wash it anymore after that. Plus, when I have these off, I may be able to get the 1-inch on here to break these free to where I can get them. If not, I might cut them off. I did pick up some oxygen so I can torch them from the outside if I needed to. But, I mean, it'd be nice if they just snap off. One did. Right here, I got the one broke free. I snapped the other one off. I don't know if I talked about this or not. And then I went for a little ride off the tire, but caught myself with my arm right there before I went down too much. So that's what's going on right now. I still need to tap one screw out of that radio so I can get that out and clean out the rest of that section from mouse scrap that I got from the other day. I did sand that down. I think I talked about that, and then I cleaned some of this stuff up yesterday so it can be primed. Will it stick? I don't know. Painted. I did pick up that stuff over there from Tractor Supply. I'm pretty sure I talked about that too. So it's just one of those things I'm trying to recap and don't necessarily remember and try to give you an update. But that's the progress right now. I was and will be in the Chattanooga Free Press this weekend. I don't believe that is, sorry, I'm taking my glove off so I can grab my phone. I think it only comes out on Sunday because it's super thick. I just ran up to the gas station because I had dropped my little light and I blew the bulb out. So I ran up to the gas station after I went to Ace and got some stuff. And I tried to get a paper, but it was the wrong one. Let me see if I can find that real quick. So that should be on there. That's cool. Starts its life in Fort Wayne. Yeah, working gravel pit. Yeah, that's cool. They basically got the whole story and put me on the front, so I appreciate that. One of the guys that's working up in the office showed me that. He's like, hey, check out what came on my Google News feed this morning. I was like, wow, dude, that's awesome. So then I searched for it and I couldn't find it, and then I went back up and was talking to him, asking him if he could send me the link, and then I just started flipping through my Google feed and it popped up, so I was able to share it to my wife and on Facebook, so that's cool. But yeah, that's the progress on Muncie right now. It's just a lot of tedious BS trying to fit into places. Unhooked the cables for the wet kit this morning. Took off the last hose and I was able to put the one with the cap back on it, screwed right in there, and then I could twist it down because it was catching the drive shaft. Kind of sanded some of that down so it's smooth. It was all rough and beat up like this stuff with the paint that was peeling off. Once I get the tanks off, I'll be able to clean like the transmission, some of the tight areas I couldn't get earlier and or yesterday off. Broke this light earlier, so I had to run up there and get some stuff. I had to get one of these bulbs, but like this stuff's a lot cleaner in here than what it was. And I mean, somebody just went AWOL with the grease gun and would just let that thing pump. It seemed like they just had it hooked up to a 55-gallon drum and just let the thing go and would walk away and have a cigarette break or something. It's just insane. And I feel like there's still some mud from probably when it worked in the gravel pit up in the frame and stuff. So I mean, I don't know if this thing ever got pressure washed like I pressure washed it the other day because of the amount of stuff that was on there. And then the amount of crap that I'm just finding is insane. But I mean, other than that, it's what it is. I'm just gonna sand the cab down in here because it's gonna start raining I think Saturday, and then it's supposed to rain for like the next week down here, so it's not like I can pull the truck out and sand it. So it all just happened in here. And I mean, most of the dust falls. If not, I've got those exhaust fans I can flip on and stuff, and then got the salamander to keep me warm. So it's what it is. But yeah, that's just a quick update for now. I mean, like, I'm super excited to be able to pull off the steers and polish those out. That'll be nice. It'll be nice to get those off and then post those on Facebook and try to get rid of them so they're not sitting around. I've got a pile of crap over here that's just collecting from the truck. Was able to get a hold of a guy that they just opened a chrome shop, and we're probably going to work with them to get all our stuff so we can get him some exposure since it's a new shop, and see if he can't help us out, and we'll help him out. But yeah, once I get all this stuff torn apart, I'll probably jack the cap back down before I do the tanks, because I need to get this back down and then back up, because this is going to come off, which it really doesn't matter. I don't have to necessarily latch this. I only need this right here, and I'm not taking this off for no reason. There's no reason for me to take it off. I'll just tape it up and when I spray everything. But yeah, this will come off, so this won't be attached to flip those ears. But I'll still be able to jack the cab up and down without it. Took those lines off and basically made these dummy stuff so you can still move them if a little kid gets in here, you know, and plays with the truck for some odd reason. There's no reason to have the stuff hooked up. I don't want something to happen to where somebody flips the wrong button and then this PTO pump's running for no reason. And while that tank's off, I may dig down there and see if I can't take it off and just get a cap from a transmission shop around here somewhere. Or maybe go to like a junkyard and swipe one off. I'll look when I'm over at James's, because I may run down to the ranch tomorrow to see if I can get that bracket that is on that chassis that I know is out there. I gotta call JP first and ask him if he cares if I steal one, which I doubt he will. But when I have the tank off, I'll be able to cut those off with the cutoff tool, and I do have the torch I can heat them up with if I need to. It'd be really nice if they'd just be friendly with me and snap off. That's pretty much what I did with all of Frank's. I think like 3 or 4 of them came out, and then I snapped the rest of them off. So, but my socket extensions broke, so I'll have to pick one of those up at Harbor Freight. Need to get some lube for the tires so we can slap them on. These aren't bad. I like these. They're nice and fresh, except for this one right here is dinged up a little bit. So I'll probably take the pinstriping paint and touch them up, like this one. Right here, some chips. I'm not happy about that. These are freaking brand new. They shouldn't be like that, but you know who unloads and delivers and does things like that really don't give 2 shits, and they're just throwing stuff around. So it's just one of those situations where it is what it is, but they'll look a lot better than this crap that's on here right now. So I can't wait to get those off. That'll be awesome. So that's an update for right now. It's probably all for today. Maybe I'll come back later, maybe I won't. Yesterday I just didn't shoot anything because I was so busy, and I was doing like 15 different things at once, or trying to, and one thing would lead to another, because I'd get over here, I start cleaning up the stuff, then I grab the stuff, because this is all cast and this paint was just flaking off. So anything that was flaking off had like that, a little bit of corrosion in there. I don't know if you can see that or not because of the light, but you can see the color difference from the aluminum to that. So I had to try to get all that stuff off. And same with this up in here. I was doing that and cleaning it up, everything the best I could. Because I mean, that's all I can do. They said it doesn't have to be perfect, and I understand that, but still at the same time, I'm trying to get all the grease off, because I know it's there and paint's not going to stick unless they want to go around with a rattle can after they pressure wash it, because as soon as you hit it with a pressure washer, that paint's probably just going to come off, and I don't like that. So I try to get everything I can, and working on old trucks, that's just what it is when you're dealing with that stuff. Like, I still need to scrape the 5th wheel, which I'll do that once I move back. I just started on that side and was working my way back, but then this morning, well, actually last night, I laid under the truck and did all the engine and stuff and oil pan and got the transmission this morning, and then I basically dumped 3 cans of brake cleaner on that stuff to try to soften it up, because that's the only thing that I've gotten to soften it up. But the drill with a wire brush works pretty good. It's just sometimes it catches and flings around, and it's extremely a pain in the butt, hard to do when you're laying on your back under the truck. But it's what it is. I mean, I just doing what I can. And I was talking to Evan this morning. He's like, yeah, we're not necessarily worried about that. I said, I am, dude, because first time somebody climbs under this truck and is like, who's that hill jack that painted over grease? You know, my name's going to be on this truck somewhere. So I don't necessarily want them seeing that and thinking this guy's a half-ass. Sometimes I am, but I mean, this ain't my stuff, so I want it to be as proper and prim as possible, and I'm sure it will be. So I know they're going to be happy with it, and it's, you know, we're doing a resto mod. We're not going for perfection or show winner. We're just going to make it better than what it was, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So, well, I'm going to do, because I'm doing it. So I'm going to get back to doing it so I can do it because I like to do it, and the quicker I get to doing it down here, the sooner I'll be able to go back home and do it, if you know what I mean.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me, and what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand, and damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the fucking hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour, take a cold shower, scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder, and fuck all the doubters, they're just fucking downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm pissed off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.